Welcome to Kickstarter Connection. I'm Kevin Delp.
And I'm Melissa Delp.
We're happy to be part of the Tantrum House family. Today we're looking at Cytosis. It's a science-themed worker placement game for 2 to 5 players, and it's on Kickstarter this March.
In Cytosis, the game is inside of a human cell, and you're trying to gain health points by collecting resources and then completing certain processes inside the cell.
These are the prototype components. There's a main game board. There's meeples and markers for each player. There's also 2 neutral workers. Here are the resources. The cubes represent mRNA, proteins, carbohydrates, and lipids. The tokens are ATP. There's goal cards for endgame points, event cards, and cell component cards.
The board shows different areas in the cell. The boxes are spots where you can place your worker. Some of them are really easy to understand. In the nucleus, you can pick up mRNA. In the free ribosome, you can transform mRNA into protein. There are also spots to purchase more cell cards.
Completing cell cards is where you're going to get most of your points. You have protein and steroid hormones, protein and steroid hormone receptors, enzymes, and detox cards. Most provide immediate points when they're completed, and some provide extra end game points. The receptors will score extra points anytime someone completes the corresponding hormone card.
If you're familiar with worker placement games, this one shouldn't be too hard to pick up. The trickiest thing is going through the process to complete a hormone or a receptor card. The card will show cubes either on a blue circle for the smooth ER or on a red circle for the rough ER. Here's how you complete a protein card. Most likely, it will take you more than one round.
First, you need to collect black mRNA cubes. Then you go to the rough ER and transform them into red protein cubes. At this point, you place one of your transport vesicles and put the red cubes on it. If you don't already have a green carbohydrate cube, you can get some in the plasma membrane. Then you can follow the dotted path to the Golgi apparatus and place your carb. The final step is to come down to the exocytosis area of the plasma membrane. You reveal your card, pay the ATP cost, return the cubes back to the supply, and score your health points.
The cards have pictures, color coding, and labels that will remind you of what you need and where on the board you need to go to complete them. Once you play a few rounds, your issue won't be remembering what to do. It will be having the open spots to actually do it. The middle of the board can quickly fill up, but these gray workers can help you out. By paying 4 ATP, you can place one of these workers. They can even go on a spot that's already occupied.
We found in a 5-player game that those workers are really important, especially in the final round. The number of rounds are determined by the number of event cards in the deck, and the number of event cards are determined by the number of players. At the beginning of each round, except for the first one, you reveal an event card. Some might be helpful, like boosts that add extra resources, or they might hurt you, like toxicity, which could make you discard resources.
Another spot on the board we haven't mentioned yet is the Laureates in Biology space. It's kind of like Castle Waterdeep in Lords of Waterdeep. It's where you take the first player card. Another thing you can do here is place your marker on a goal card. Goals will give you extra points at the end of the game.
The goals are interesting. There are only 2 slots on each goal, and whoever claims the goal first gets an extra 3 points. So it might seem like a good idea to claim goals as soon as possible, but each player only has 2 goal markers. So if you put them out early in the game and end up switching strategies, you might not get as many bonus points as you would have with a different goal.
One nice thing about the board is there should always be at least something you can do with your worker. Now, you might not be able to do everything that you want or in the exact order that you want to do it in, but you should at least have a spot to maybe get some more resources or buy a card or take that first player spot.
If you want to change up the game some, you can add in the included virus expansion. It adds some extra virus events and cards and some other game components, including dice. With the viruses, there are more opportunities to gain and lose resources and to force other players to lose points.
This game definitely has a science theme. You're creating steroid and protein hormones. You're using ATP and mRNA and proteins and all these different things for resources. So if you like biology, then you'll probably enjoy this game. But even if you're not all that into the science theme of it, it's still a solid worker placement game with interesting choices to make and different ways to score points.
Yeah, I would agree with Melissa. This is a great worker placement game with a twist. So if you like games like Lords of Waterdeep or Stone Age, check out Cytosis on Kickstarter.